Hello there, I'm Dan the Gaming Man, and today we're going to be doing a retro review by taking a look at Jurassic Park. It was released in 1993 on the Sega Mega Drive, or Sega Genesis, and the game is actually included in the Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection, which is on Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X and S, plus the PS4 and PS5, and it came out in 2023. So let's take a look at the game and see if it's still worth playing today. If you enjoy the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. I'm still relatively new at this, but I do have lots more reviews and similar content in the pipeline. Now, let's get on with the review. The game was developed by Blue Sky Software and was published by Sega in August 1993. As a movie tie-in to Steven Spielberg's film of the same name, which hit cinemas in June of that year. There were several Jurassic Park games released around the same time, one for just about every console, capitalising on the huge success of the movie. The Sega Mega Drive game, which is the one that we are focused on today, received mostly positive reviews at the time of its release. The game was also popular with consumers as, according to an article that appeared in the Selena Journal, it broke sales records, making $13.5 million in its first week. The game begins with a very basic cutscene. Dr. Grant's car is attacked by a T-Rex on a stormy night, and as the opening level begins, he awakes in the middle of a jungle, beside the upturned car that has seemingly been discarded by the T-Rex. Dr. Grant needs to safely make his way to the visitors centre to escape the park, which has now been overrun by dinosaurs. The plot doesn't follow the movie really, and other than Dr. Grant, you won't see any other characters from the film. Jurassic Park is a side-scrolling action game that includes platforming elements. What makes this game fairly unique is that it allows players to either take control of Dr. Alan Grant or a Velociraptor. There are 3 selectable difficulty settings: normal, plus easy and hard. You have just 3 lives, and losing one results in the level being restarted. There are passwords displayed between each level, so you can jump ahead if you don't wish to start from the very beginning of the game each time. This was great in the days before memory cards and autosaves. So let's talk a little about playing as Dr. Grant. Your objective is to travel through 7 areas to reach the visitors centre to escape. But standing in the way are dinosaurs that have broken out of their enclosures and are roaming freely around the island. You can utilise a variety of weapons, including a stun gun, gas grenades, a tranquilizer gun and a rocket launcher. You can refill each of your weapons by collecting ammo that's scattered around each level. To replenish your health, there are first aid kits to pick up as well. It's arguably more fun to play as the Velociraptor, which can be done by changing your character on the main menu under the player option. The Raptor's objective is to chase down Dr. Grant, who's making his way to the visitors centre. Along the way, you'll have to avoid or attack other dinosaurs and security guards, who will use a variety of weapons to bring you down. The Raptor is a lot of fun to play as mentioned. You don't have a weapon as such, but you can jump high, run fast, and use your teeth and claws to rip your enemies apart. Well, not literally, this is only 16-bit. You can refill your health meter by chomping down on meat and smaller dinosaurs found in different locations across the levels. The controls can be frustrating at times, particularly when you're trying to make a jump and can't quite nail the exact spot that the game wants you to hit before allowing you to climb or land. On landing, this game can also cause a lot of frustration if you do miss the platform during a jump, and you're left watching Dr. Grant or the Raptor falling down into the abyss below and off the screen. The game can also be quite cheap at times, as rocks suddenly fall from above and enemies such as pterodactyls come out of nowhere to knock you off course and cause you to lose a life. The game looks very dated now, but if you can try to imagine what it would have looked like in relation to other games released in 1993, it was a good looking game. It has seemingly digitised characters, much like the acclaimed Mortal Kombat, which was actually released on the system a month later. The backdrops of the game are fairly detailed, and each level has a very unique feel to it, from the opening jungle level to trekking through the sewers and navigating your way around a volcano. The dinosaurs all look great too, particularly the Triceratops, and the T-Rex of course. Although there are one or two tracks that are quite enjoyable, such as the one from the power station level, the rest are quite annoying, like the one used in the river level. Another thing you have to contend with is the constant screeching of the dinosaurs, even when none are on screen. It can become quite repetitive and irritating after a few minutes. Like any game from the era, if you have any memory of playing it back then, you will more than likely get a nice hit of nostalgia when booting up the game and hearing the audio floating out of your speaker system. But after a while, all those screeches will soon have you reaching for the remote to adjust the volume.
That is one big pile of shit.
I think this is a good one to revisit if you played it back in the day, but it probably doesn't offer much to modern gamers, unless you're on a mission to play and complete every game on the Sega Mega Drive, or you're just a huge fan of the Jurassic Park franchise. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. It hasn't aged too well. I think the game is quite cheap at times, and the audio can grate, making it slightly frustrating at times. Overall, it isn't a bad game, but it certainly isn't a classic that everyone needs to play. I said at the start that this game is included in the Jurassic Park Classic Games collection, which was released fairly recently, so I'll put links to copies of it on each system in the description for those who are interested in picking it up. If you made it this far into the video, thank you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It really does mean a lot to me. As I said at the start, I have more reviews planned, plus lots of other gaming related content that I would love to share with you. Until next time, stay safe and keep gaming.